क्यों इतने हॉस्पिटल्स, इतने डॉक्टर्स, इतना न्यूज़ में आ रहा है इन बर्नआउट के लिए?
Psychologically, there is this urge to be productive all the time. So, this creates an enormous pressure on these young minds. Understand burnout not as a disease or a disorder, but as an occupational phenomena.
कि फटीग और बर्नआउट में क्या डिफरेंस है?
Fatigue improves when you sleep, whereas burnout won't. The Gen Z population, they are at increased risk, however, but prevention is the key in burnout. So those micro breaks, those restful hours will help if you want to prevent this chronic stress.
क्रोनिक स्ट्रेस से मुझे एक और चीज़ याद आ रही है, डिप्रेशन। Hello everyone, welcome to Delhi Docs in collaboration with Step Up Joints. Our today's topic is something that concerns every doctor, every resident, every engineer, every corporate guy, in fact everyone who is walking on this planet. And to discuss this topic, I have a very special guest who is a psychiatrist, a senior consultant at Fortis Escorts Hospital, who's a mentor, who's a teacher, and who has been working quite a lot in this particular area, spreading awareness, spreading education, and helping so many people. Welcome, Dr. Pallavi Sharma, favorite psychiatrist of everybody, and my personal favorite person of this world.
Thank you for calling me from behind the scenes to now finally on the camera. Thank you.
So let's quickly start with today's topic. What is burnout? What exactly it is?
Understand burnout not as a disease or a disorder, but as an occupational phenomena. So it's not a one day event, it happens over months and over years because of chronic exhaustion, emotional exhaustion, difficulty to manage the work life balance, and difficulty to manage your work related stress. So we don't term it as a disease or a disorder per se, but it can lead to disorders.
So you're saying that this is not a disease. तो ये exactly क्या है? Is it a symptom?
As described by WHO, it's an occupational phenomena. So recently they have mentioned it in ICD 11. As psychiatry people, we have been following ICD 10, but the recent one is ICD 11, in which they have briefly mentioned about burnout. So yes, it has this tendency to become a disorder in the coming future if not managed well. But right now we can just say it as a occupational phenomena.
It is really a serious thing as far as I understand, because I know a lot of people who have been taking leaves from work, break from work. In fact, a lot of celebrities have also come up and said that they are suffering from burnout, they need a break. So, even though it is not a disease, I think it is something very significant. So, I would like to ask कि fatigue और burnout में क्या difference है?
Fatigue improves when you sleep. So,
Okay.
when you're exhausted, you feel this sense of fatigue. You sleep well, you get a rested sleep, and the fatigue will improve. Whereas burnout won't. So, no matter if you sleep, if you engage yourself in, activities that give you pleasure, it still doesn't improve.
Okay.
So, it's a constant phenomena.
तो फटीग सही हो जाता है आफ्टर टेकिंग रेस्ट,
Correct.
बट बर्नआउट के लिए भी लोग ब्रेक लेते हैं,
Hmm.
उससे भी वो सही हो जाता है.
The major thing is prevention. So once you are in that chronic state of burnout, then probably you need help. But prevention is the key in burnout. So those micro breaks, those restful hours will help if you want to prevent this chronic stress.
अच्छा, ये क्रोनिक स्ट्रेस से मुझे एक और चीज़ याद आ रही है, डिप्रेशन. तो डिप्रेशन और बर्नआउट में क्या डिफरेंस है?
Depression is a clinical disorder. Let's just understand it like this. It's not normal sadness. Normal sadness is human. You feel normal sadness. I feel, our residents, everybody, we feel sad when things go downhill. But depression is a clinical state for at least 2 weeks, in which the patient is feeling low mood, anhedonia, that is loss in the previously pleasurable activities. There are other symptoms also associated with depression, like increase or decrease in more than 5% of your body weight. It's a fixed,
अच्छा.
it's a quantifiable thing. Then your attention, your concentration is decreased. You're having suicidal thoughts in severe cases. There is in excessive guilt, inappropriate guilt. Whereas in burnout, according to WHO, we classify it in mostly three categories. Number one is emotional exhaustion. Okay, so feeling empty from inside, no matter what you do in your work, with your family, with your peers, there's a constant emotional exhaustion. Number two is detachment. Detachment from your family, detachment from your peers, detachment in your work. Even if you're doing something significant in your work, you still feel this sense of detachment. And number three is this constant tiredness. No matter how much you sleep, on whichever trip you want to go to, it doesn't improve. So
Okay.
that constant tiredness is there.
Is burnout.
All these things
Huh?
comprises of burnout.
Got it. So a lot of celebrities have self-diagnosed themselves as burnout. For example, Selena Gomez said it. I think Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber, Elon Musk, Virat Kohli also mentioned about this. So ये खुद diagnose कर सकते हैं burnout, or do you need a psychiatrist to actually label this as burnout?
All these celebrities that you mentioned. So let me just clear one misconception here, that it is not a disorder that is happening only in successful people.
अच्छा.
Okay. A disorder which is only happening with the people who are working like day in and day out, or who are in corporates, or, high functioning jobs. It can also happen in housewives.
Okay.
It can also happen in daily wage workers. It can happen in teachers. It can happen in people who are doing the groundwork, the field work. So, anywhere there is this increased demand of being a perfectionist in your job, or the job is taking a lot of your day, and the person is involved in the work without getting any rest, can lead to burnout. So all these people like Virat Kohli, Selena Gomez, Elon Musk, as we talked about, yes, they are high functioning individuals and they are at increased risk, but not to say that the people who are working in their daily jobs are not at risk. They are at equal amount of risks.
So coming directly to our community, हमारे रेजिडेंट्स में बर्नआउट क्यों ज़्यादा है? सिर्फ टॉपर रेजिडेंट्स में ही होगा, या सर्जिकल फील्ड वाले रेजिडेंट्स में ही होगा, या कोई भी रेजिडेंसी में हो सकता है? और क्यों इतने हॉस्पिटल्स, इतने डॉक्टर्स, इतना न्यूज़ में आ रहा है? इनफैक्ट आई थिंक एनएचएस का एक न्यूज़ आर्टिकल था जिसमें रेजिडेंट्स कंप्लेन कर रहे थे बर्नआउट के लिए. सो इट्स नॉट जस्ट इंडिया, राइट? इट्स ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड. सो इसके क्या रीजंस हैं?
Like in our community in Delhi Docs, we have so many residents who are associated with us, who comment, who are engaged in the DMs through emails and everything. And many a times we have had these questions, even in the DMs, that their residency is going on and they're feeling extremely exhausted,
I
and
think
they don't know what to do.
हाँ, द टर्म इज टॉक्सिक.
Yeah,
ये
toxic.
बहुत टॉक्सिक
It's a
है.
toxic
हाँ,
work culture.
right.
That's how they term it. But in residence, the risks are very high. Okay. Because firstly, the high stakes in which these residents are working. So they are working 28 to 36 to 48 to 72 hours of shifts without having proper sleep, without having proper food, dehydrated, not getting enough rest, but still working in high pressure environment
and without any rewards.
without any rewards,
Just to
without
wake up
any
next day to get
appreciation.
bullied again.
Correct. And they have to be perfect all the time because of the pressure that is
Hmm.
there, because ultimately they're dealing with the human population. So yes, the risks are very high, but to all the residents and to all the aspirants also, the NEET UG PG aspirants and all those who are preparing right now, I just want to say that give yourself those micro breaks, okay, and don't feel guilty about it.
Hmm.
Take those breaks, give yourself that me time, those short lunch dinner breaks, and also stay socially connected even during your residency. I know it is hard, but you have to create those small social supports, be it with your peer residents, be it with other departments, be it with those few seniors who you think are ready to help you and who actually give appreciation and validation to you. And in all the hospitals, we have that psychiatry department, right? We have that one senior who we can go and talk to, that one assistant professor who is humble and kind enough to listen to you. So I think go there with a coffee and talk about your problems. So initially, just identifying them, just recognizing them, and venting it out also helps in the initial phases.
In fact, I would like to add one more thing to this. Go make that phone call to your parent
Correct.
or to your cousin whom you used to play with as a kid, but
Correct.
now it has been maybe 4 or 5 years you haven't talked to them.
Absolutely.
Because these social connections, as Dr. Pallavi said, really matter a lot. And once you vent it out, because these are the real people, these are not the Instagram people, these are your real connections, family and friends, old friends, school friends. Unse baat karo, then you will come back to reality. You will not feel the peer pressure. And if they are non-doctors, they will in any case regard you as doing something great.
Correct.
Get on the phone tonight and make that call to your parents and to your cousin or your school friend.
Correct.
Yes.
Also, I want to add here the population right now who is in residency, the Gen Z population. So they are at increased risk, however, because they have been born and brought up in this social media world, and they see life in a very cross sectional way. So they open their phone, they see everybody's life is perfect, everybody is productive, everybody is doing the best in their lives, which is not true. So psychologically, there is this urge to be productive all the time,
I agree. Because
to
yes,
be perfect all the time,
yes, yes, yes.
to do your best, look best, to do everything best all the time. So this creates an enormous pressure on these young minds.
Absolutely.
So I think giving yourself those digital breaks, those digital detoxes will also help. So keeping your phone aside for 1 hour, 2 hours in a day, not touching it, not looking at the screens, just going out for that walk, anything that you like,
In fact,
it can
sleep,
be,
just
yeah,
sleep.
just sleep.
If you're tired, just sleep.
Just sleep, just go for
Yeah.
that nap, just do gardening, watch your favorite movie, play your favorite song, go for that dance class, anything that gives you joy in that time. It should be your protective time. Nobody, none from your family or friends, nobody should interfere. It has to be your own time.
That helps a
That
lot.
helps.
That
That
helps a lot.
helps.
For me, it was, I remember after duty, when I used to come back to my hostel room around 10-11 a.m., I would order aloo ka paratha from a nearby dhaba and switch on Game of Thrones. And it was a long episode, usually 1 hour
Yeah.
का था शायद, I don't know. उसको 1 घंटा देखता था, पराठा खाता था, and then I used to go to sleep, and it was my own personal time.
Your own time. Correct.
Yes, yes. And it was a break from reality. वो तो एक्चुअली फैंटेसी सीरीज है,
Correct.
सो इट वाज अ ग्रेट थिंग. ये आपने जो प्रिवेंशन वाले मेथड्स बताए, कैन यू जस्ट समराइज इन 5 or 6 शॉर्ट सेंटेंसेस what all preventive measures can everyone use to prevent burnout?
So, number one, and the most important, which is the most underrated one, is your sleep. So, sleep is medicine. We cannot emphasize enough on it. 6 to 7 hours of uninterrupted, refreshed sleep can recharge you for the next day. And in sleep, I would like to highlight on the sleep hygiene part of it. So as residents, we are sipping so much caffeine and coffee, so many cups of coffee every day. So we need to cut down on it firstly. So after 4 p.m., make it a thumb rule that no caffeine, after 4 p.m. Number two, your sleep time has to be very fixed. Let's say you're sleeping at 10 every day. So it has to become this fixed routine of sleeping on time every day.
बट रेजिडेंट्स के लिए तो
I
बड़ा
know
मुश्किल है.
it is very difficult for them. So those 3 years, I would say, मतलब मैं personally ऐसे बोलती हूँ, ये दूसरा जन्म है. If somebody is surviving that residency period. But however, मतलब जितना आप कर सकते हो in your capacity. So having those fixed hours, not having heavy meals in the night, not
Right.
having heavy meals in the night, that help. And when you're sleeping, when you're about to sleep, उससे आधा पौना घंटा पहले just keep your phone aside, no blue filters, no screens, make your bed nicely. A little cold temperature also helps in many cases. So maintain your proper sleep hygiene. That is your medicine for that day.
आई वांट टू ऐड वन मोर थिंग. बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेशर फील होता है रेजिडेंसी में, स्पेशली सर्जिकल रेजिडेंसी में, टू टेक एल्कोहल, टू स्मोक, टू गेट इन्वॉल्व इन ड्रग्स, टू गेट इन्वॉल्व इन रियली बिग पार्टीज.
Correct.
अपनी कैपेसिटी पता होनी चाहिए. आइडियली यू शुड नॉट टर्न टू ड्रग्स और सब्सटेंसेस, is what my opinion is. And even if you are invited to parties or you feel the pressure to throw a big party because you've done your first case, because you have done something and your peers are pressurizing you, just resist, understand your own capacity, and if you really feel like enjoying, it is better to celebrate with your friends, like school friends or cousins, or go home, rather than these fake parties, networking things. This time will come once you post graduate, once you start practicing. A time will come to network and to do these kind of parties. But for right now, your sleep hygiene is important, your mental hygiene is important,
Micro breaks are
micro
important.
breaks are important,
And
to and prepare for the next day, tomorrow's
Correct.
rounds. Just go and read, because what you read in your residency will stay with you for a long period of time.
Correct.
I still remember some things from my residencies, and these help.
And also the me time, as we
Definitely.
yes, as you mentioned, the me time, it's gold. So you keep it preserved with you, and it will definitely help. So another thing I want to add in the prevention is just leave this idea of being perfect all the time. The need of perfectionism leads to chronic stress, and it will lead to burnout and finally crashing out. So leave this idea of being perfectionist and stay socially connected. Stay connected with your friends, with your mother, father, with your siblings, with your schoolmates, with your peers. Create these small social groups. So these social support groups will also help you deal with chronic stress very patiently, beautifully, and yeah, it's a good prevention.
Perfect. I think काफी कुछ था सीखने को, and I hope this episode helps our core community
Yeah,
of
we kept
medicos.
it very short, sweet, simple,
हाँ,
crisp.
कोई एक्स्ट्रा इन्फॉर्मेशन
Yeah.
नहीं है, only workable points.
Yes. And anybody, any resident who wants to connect with me, we leave some like the contact information down below, and we are totally available for
Perfect.
the residents.
Yes. So thank you so much for this podcast.
Thank you, Dr. Naman.
Please write in your comments, what is your favorite me time, as you said, and what do you like to do when you take a small break from your very heavy residency schedule. And we'll see you soon.